Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I am recording 5070/22 October November 2016 paper. This is a theory paper. Make sure you read all of these instructions because you have enough time, ample time to read all of this before the paper starts. So let's begin the paper from section A. This is part 1 of the video, and I'll be posting part 2, 3 and all till I complete the papers really soon on my channel. So make sure you subscribe and ring the bell icon so you can be updated once I upload the papers solutions. Alright, so question number 1 says, choose from the following compounds to answer the questions below. Each of these compounds can be used once, more than once, or not at all. Give a compound which is an acidic atmospheric pollutant from volcanic eruptions. Alright, so we have these options. It's like a word bank. It's like a compound bank, you can kind of say. There's so many options, and you need to select the correct ones and write it over here. You need to identify the one according to these little descriptions or hints given above. And the condition is that we can use them once, more than once, or not at all. So we have around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 options and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 questions, 5 parts. So the first is, it is an atmospheric pollutant from volcanic eruptions. So it's usually sulfur dioxide. Let's see, do we have that in the options? Yeah, so it's sulfur dioxide. These are all basically based on your learning skills and like you need to learn all of these properties according to the chemical properties and according to the reactions, like how it is an atmospheric pollutant because it reacts with water somewhat, forms SO3 and then the sulfuric acid H2SO4, and this is how it is acidic. All of this you will eventually study. You must have studied, and then you'll eventually get to know how do these things match with the compound you've identified. So for this, you need to prepare. Here, if I start explaining you everything, for example, I explain you this, that it is an atmospheric pollutant. So it's an atmospheric pollutant because it reacts with water, and HSO3 is formed, after which H2SO4 is formed. That is how it becomes acidic. Only then you will understand, and it will take a lot of time if I start explaining like that. So here we are basically focused on solving the paper and getting into the tricks and ways to get the paper done on time. Alright, so anyways, moving on to part B. It is a saturated hydrocarbon. Saturated hydrocarbon must have this formula CnH2n plus 1. So if we see the first hydrocarbon over here, it's C2H4. Keeping 2 as the end, we have this as 2 into 2, that is H2n, not H2n plus 1. So this is not the right answer. If you see over here, we have C3H4, so C3H4, which is again not following 2n plus 1 formula. However, C3H8 is following it. So it's C3H8 that we're supposed to write over here. It's saturated. Part C, it dissolves in water to form an aqueous solution which gives a white precipitate on addition of aqueous sodium hydroxide. It dissolves in water, first of all, and it gives white precipitate. Alright, that means it's insoluble. Yeah, it's insoluble. Or aqueous solution. No, it dissolves in water to form an aqueous solution, and then it gives a white precipitate in aqueous sodium hydroxide. So anyways, it is going to be white precipitate is given by ZnSO4. Alright, again we have a lot of reasons behind it, a lot of chemical reactions involved in it, which you must have studied in your classrooms. Moving on to part D, iron iron 3 oxide to iron in the blast furnace. This is a blast furnace reaction, and iron 3 oxide is reduced to iron when carbon monoxide is added to it, like when it's reacted with carbon monoxide. Then part E contributes to the process of eutrophication. Eutrophication is done with sodium phosphate, which is, do we have it in the options? Yeah, Na3PO4. Alright, so this is how we're gonna solve it. Over here we can see that none of them have been repeated. However, there are many questions, many times, many situations in which the compounds are repeated as well. So make sure that you know it, and you don't get, like if you feel that this this compound, any compound can come in both of these options, and you feel like you've already written above, and that if you write it again it might be wrong, so don't doubt yourself, just do it if you think it's right. All right, so yeah. Moving on to question number 2, farmers add fertilizers such as ammonium sulfate to the soil to increase the rate of plant growth. Write the formula of the ions present in the ammonium sulfate. Alright, so ammonium sulfate, that is ammonium sulfate, NH, NH4SO2. Alright, and this is like 2. Oh, once again, it's NH4 2, right? So here we can clearly understand this NH4. We can just avoid this, and we can basically write the ions for it, if it creates confusion. So you can just avoid that and do it this way. Alright, now moving on, describe a test for ammonium ions. Ammonium ion test is that we will warm it with sodium hydroxide, and the observation is that it will turn red litmus blue. Moving on, when ammonia dissolves in water, ammonium ions and hydroxide ions are formed. Write the ionic equation for the reaction of aqueous ammonia with sulfuric acid. Aqueous ammonia with sulfuric acid, the ionic equation, somewhat everything is cancelled out, and we finally have an equation that is it's basically an acid-base reaction. Alright, so that is how it's gonna be. Alright. And you also need to mention the state symbols like liquid. This is a liquid. Moving on. Oh, it's done. So we get 5 marks for this question. It was an easy mark gaining question, and very simple, very basic. It's like the very basic part of chemistry. So this is it for the video. We did 2 questions from section A. I'll continue further in my next videos. So make sure you subscribe and the bell icon to be updated. And if you have any queries, make sure to drop them down in the comment section, and I'll try my best to explain it. If you want me to explain any topic, so you can even drop that topic in the comment section down below, and I'll explain it to you in my next videos. that is it for the video. I hope you found it helpful. Best of luck for your exams and keep studying hard.